Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. My name is Tiara and thank you guys so much for coming to watch me and listen to me yap. So I did a video not long ago about how pretty people need to be a B word. And don't be like nice. Don't be too nice. Be nice to the people who you know truly love you and truly respect you and would never say anything to hurt your feelings. I wanted to do a part 2 on being nice and like being pretty, like being too nice while being pretty. I'm not saying like go out of your way and be like a B word to people. I'm not saying like go out of your way and be like mean to people, but I'm saying like be strict. Like don't let people play with you. Make sure if somebody ever says anything to you to check them right away. Don't let it, don't just let it linger. Don't just keep letting it linger in your mind without saying anything. You need to make sure you're saying something, clocking that person as soon as they say something disrespectful or mean to you or rude to you, because they are literally trying you. They're trying to see how far they can go with you. Like, it's like a game to them. Like they want to see how far they can go. They want to see what they can say. They might tell you one thing that's like, it's kind of iffy, but it's not too bad. And then they might turn around and tell you something else and it's a little worse. And then they're going to turn around and say something completely off the wall. And you're going to be like, what the heck? Why would you say that? Like, where did that come from? But it's because you didn't clock it in the beginning. You didn't say, hey, don't say that to me. You didn't say, hey, are you okay? Why would you think to say that to me? What, are you okay with? Like, you did not check them. Or however you like check people in your own way, I am a very nice person that is trying harder each day to stick to my boundaries and not let people play with me. I was debating on saying certain things in this video because I don't want to like be messy. I don't want to make anyone look a certain way. And sometimes I want to protect the people who hurt me because I love them. But I also feel like I'm supposed to tell certain things. I'm obviously not going to tell like everything that happened in my life, but I want to just give you guys like a couple examples of like how bad things can get. I want to give you guys a couple examples of how bad things can get if you don't stand up for yourself. I don't have like any notes or anything. I'm going off like my memory, the top of my head. And yeah, so one example that I want to give is that I had this family member, and this is a family member that I loved very much, that I love, LOVE, very much. No D at the end, because I still love this family member regardless. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and we are supposed to love everybody. And although this person has hurt me, I don't think that they meant to hurt me. I think that they may have been going through things and they needed somebody to take it out on, and I was just there at the time, and it was easy to take it out on me because I was very nice and I wasn't going to say anything back because I love this person. And I always thought of this person as like a role model. This person is older than me, and I always like really loved this person. I thought this person was like a role model to me, and honestly, one of my favorite like family members. I don't even know where to start. If you don't like stick up for yourself, if somebody's going through something, they're going to make you the scapegoat. Like, I remember this one time with this particular person, and it was a special event, but I don't want to say, like, I don't want to be too specific. And this event didn't go the way it was this person's event. This specific family member, it was her event, and it didn't go the way she wanted to, and everybody could tell she expected a different outcome. And after this event, we were going to another event, like me, her, and the rest of our family were going to a birthday party. And she came upstairs as I was like getting ready, looking through my clothes to see what else I had to wear. Because for her event, it was a theme, and we were supposed to wear a specific color. And I was like one of the only people, if not the only person, who actually followed the theme of what we were supposed to wear. And I remember she started flipping out on me. Like, she was like, "Is that what you're wearing?" And she did this in front of other people. She was like, "Is that what you're wearing?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably, if I don't find anything else." And mind you, the dress that I had on a dress, and it was like a flowy dress. Like, it was a dress, but it wasn't tight fitting. Like, it was fitted at the top, but not at the bottom. It was like probably like a t-shirt dress, but I don't really know if that's what I should call it. I don't really know if it's a t-shirt dress or not. I think it is. Basically, it was a dress that was like, was not fitted like at the bottom. Like, it wasn't like a bodycon dress. It was like a flowy type of dress, and I felt like I wanted to wear that type of dress because I felt like it fit my body at the time. I was a little on the thicker side, and I just felt like it fit my body better. I don't like to look like crazy. I mean, sometimes like my hair frizzes up and stuff, but like clothes wise, I like to try to put on something that like fits me and flatters me. And I feel like that flattered me because it wasn't like tight fitting on my stomach. Like, and she just starts flipping out, and she's like, "I hate your clothes. Like, I hate your clothes. I hate the way you dress. I don't like..." She said, "I don't like the way you dress. I can't stand the way you dress. You need different clothes. You never dress cute. I don't like your clothes. mind you, there's other people around, including this person's daughter. And obviously I'm related to all the people around. I'm related to the daughter too. And the daughter is like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I love the daughter to death. Like, I love her mom too, but I love the daughter to death. That is literally like my baby, like, for real. And like, she's like, just like, she kept saying things. And then she was like, and you need to get a breast reduction. Like, that looks, she was like, you can't wear any cute clothes. Like, mind you, like, we have two different like body types. Like, she is not like skinny, but like, she doesn't have like big, like, you know, tatas or whatever. And she's like, oh, you need to get a breast reduction. Like, you can't wear any cute tops. Like, nothing fits you right. You need to get a breast reduction. Mind you, like, my boobs, they're like, I don't even know if I feel like comfortable like talking about it like that. Like, but I don't know. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I'm just like, what? Like, mind you, know that like she's having like a hard time, but like, I know that she's upset because certain things didn't go the way she wanted it to. And she didn't tell people that, but I could just see it all over her face. And out of all the people at this event, she chose to take this out on me. And she's just like going in on me, and I'm just like taking it. The other people in the room are not really saying anything. And then her daughter is like, you know, like, I don't know. Her daughter is like, that's like my baby, man. But her daughter is like, just like, she just starts holding my hand. And I know that she can't like say anything really because that's her mom. And she didn't say anything at all. We never even talked about it, like, me and the daughter. Like, I was close to the mom and the daughter, like, but I knew she couldn't say anything, and I would never expect her to say anything because that's her mom. Like, but I knew she could just feel like my pain at that time. And if I would have like stuck up for myself, that like would have came to an end. She would have never like kept going. And if she did, like, oh well, because like, it's not, you can't do that. You cannot sit here and go in on somebody because you're upset about something and this person did nothing to you. Matter of fact, they're the only person who showed up in what they were supposed to show up in anyways, like, color wise, like. But I remember when this same family member, it's crazy because like, this was legit my favorite family member. Like, and then as I started to get older, as I started to grow, I realized like, she sees me as like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, she sees me as like a punching bag or something. Like, some of the things that she said to me, I know she would never say to other people. Like, one time, I was like, what do you do for a living? this is before I like graduated college, and I knew she would always like feel some type of way towards me because I was like, I stopped doing college for a while, for like some personal reasons. But also like I paid for college by myself, didn't have any help, or anything like that. She's never helped me with like, college or like money or anything like that. So like, people do things at their own pace. And if you're not going to help them with anything, then you probably should just not say anything at all, But I remember I asked her what did she do for a living? Because I'm not gonna lie, she always knew what I did for a living. And I was like, oh, I don't even know what she does for a living. I'm like, what do you do for a living? She was like, oh, I asked her, what does she do for a living? Because she always knew where I worked and stuff. And I had realized I never knew what she actually did. Like, and she said, oh, you have to have a college degree to work at my job. And I was like, I didn't ask that. Like, I just wanted to know what you did for work, girl. Like, you know what I do for work. Like, and I think at the time I was working at a factory, and not at this same time that she said that, a different time she said, she was like, I would never date anybody who works at a factory. Why do I have to put in the work and you don't? I would never date nobody that works at a factory. And obviously she wasn't talking about dating me, obviously, but still, like, I don't know, even things that you think in your head, because trust and believe, I want my future man to, I want my future husband to like have like his life together and stuff. I want him to have a good job, a good career, be able to provide, because in the future I do want kids. I want a family. But I would never like tell somebody that. Like, I would never tell someone, oh, I would never, like, if I had like somebody I was close to around, I would never say, oh, I would never date somebody who works at McDonald's if they work at McDonald's. I would never say that, because like, why would you say that? That's, you're gonna hurt that person's feelings, right? Like, or if not, thank God, but like, that like there's a chance you might hurt that person's feelings, because you are speaking negatively about a job that they work at. Like, it was a random thing to say too. Like, we weren't even talking about it. And I'm just like, Tiara, it's because you're too nice. You guys, even if you love somebody, even if somebody is your family, your friend, you cannot let people play with you. You cannot do it. It doesn't matter. They can think you're mean. They can think you're a B word. They can think whatever they're going to think. But like, at the end of the day, you're not going out and harming anybody. You're not doing anything bad. You're just sticking up for yourself. And you're not letting anything fly. At the end of the day, like, this person is still my family and stuff, but I think that I should have said something to her and she would have never kept going later down the line, I remember when this person said, oh, we were talking about jobs and stuff, and she was like, well, what do you want to do next? What do you want to do? This and that. I had quit a job or whatever. And I wasn't even really trying to talk about jobs like that, to be honest. And I'm like, she wasn't like giving me ideas on what jobs to do, because I think that's a big thing, is not knowing certain jobs that's out there, is not even knowing about them. Like, yeah, we know that there's like a doctor and like a nurse and an engineer, and like we know that these things are out there, but there's so many other jobs that we don't know. So I was like, I don't know. I kind of was thinking about a travel job or something. I don't know. And she was like, travel. And I said, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a flight attendant. Now, I said flight attendant just because I didn't know what else to say at the time. Because like I said, I know there's travel jobs other than flight attendants. I just didn't know what they were at the time. So I just said flight attendant. You guys, she was like, oh, they would never hire you as a flight attendant. You're too big to be a flight attendant. They want somebody petite. They want somebody, they're not hiring no big people. They're not hiring no fat people. And I'm like, what? You just call me fat? Like, and she was like I said, she's not like skinny herself. So she was like, oh, yeah, like they're not hiring. Like, she was like, they wouldn't even hire me. Like they wouldn't hire me if I tried to be one. So they're definitely not going to hire you. And I'm just like, bruh, like this family member is older than me, but like times have changed. Like this family member is older than me, but she's not that old. Like she's not that much older than me. She's not like that much older than me. So I'm just like, girl, times have changed. Like there are thick flight attendants. Like, and I don't know, you don't just shoot somebody's dreams down like that. Like, it was so weird. I'm just like, you're the one who was asking me what I wanted to do, and then I say something and you shoot it down. Now I don't even want to say anything at all. Like, I don't know, you guys. It's just so like, I don't even know what to say like about that. That was just crazy. But if I would have had my guard up and either been checked her when she been saying like crazy off the wall stuff to me, or checked her or whatever, then like she wouldn't have even been able to say that. Wouldn't have been able to say anything. And I was gonna say, well, maybe, you know, I could have not told her that. But like I said, I was just throwing something out there. She was going to say something negative regardless of what I said. So it's not really, oh, well, Tiara, maybe you shouldn't have said you wanted to be a flight attendant, even if you really did want to, or whatever. Even if you really didn't want to be a flight attendant, you shouldn't have said that. I don't even want to say that, because it's like, it doesn't matter what I say. She's going to say something negative about it. So it's not necessarily what I say, because she's going to say something negative. It's the fact that I have to check her so she doesn't say anything negative. And that's what you guys have to do. If you guys are dealing with people who always picking at you, negging, like, I think that's what they say guys do when like they try to like hurt your feelings or something, or like keep like putting you down. I think they call it negging, but I feel like other people do that too, not just like guys. Like maybe it's a different term for it when it comes to like other people, but I think that anybody can do that, girls or guys, like, and it's wrong. Oh yeah, you guys, like there are so many like situations and scenarios that I could bring up, but those are just a few. And we have to protect ourselves, defend ourselves, and not let anybody say anything negative. As soon as somebody says something negative, we gotta say something right back. We can't just sit there and be like, oh no, it's okay, you know, I love them, they didn't mean anything by it, whatever the case is. No, you have to check people, because if people think you're too nice, like, they're going to play with you. Like, some of the stuff that she said, I don't even think she meant to say it, honestly. Like, I think it just came out. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's like a reflex for her to say something negative whenever I say anything. Even if I don't say anything at all, it's like she just has to say something negative. I could just be sitting there and it bothers the heck out of her. But also, this is my family member that I love so much, that also told me that, you know, she loves me so much and this and that. And it's just like, but do you really? Like, you know, like, are you sure? Like, I mean, I feel like she shows me that, like, she loved me in other ways. Like, say we would go out to eat and she'd be like, oh, I'll pay for it. Like, don't worry about it, this and that, whatever. My family is kind of like that as it is. Like, my mom does the same thing. Like, but I've always, like, you know, appreciated stuff like that, because I never expect stuff like that. But also, that is not an excuse to put somebody down, you know. And definitely cut people off that go out their way to hurt your feelings and say stuff to you, but like, or say negative stuff to you. But sometimes it's people that we have to be around for at least the time being. Sometimes it's hard to not be around certain people because they could be your family, or, you know, the situation could be difficult, you know. Like, I don't like to just say, oh, just cut these people off, cut these people off. I have cut a lot of people off. I've cut, like, friends off. But sometimes it's hard when it's like family members, or it could be people at work. It doesn't just have to be family. It doesn't just have to be friends. It could be in a relationship. It could be a coworker. Now, obviously, if a person is hurting your feelings and stuff like that, definitely, and say y'all in a relationship, definitely break up with them. You know, if they're not treating you well. But like I said, the situation could be any type of situation, you know. Like, you can't just say, oh, well, why even deal with that person? Don't this, don't that, you know. You can't just, like, go straight to that, because you don't know the situation, you know. And it, like, you know, what are you going to do? If you work with somebody, what are you going to do? Quit your job? You know, I mean, if it gets bad and you feel like you don't want to work there anymore, then maybe look for another one. But even in the meantime, you know, like, what if you need that job for right now? What if you like your job, you know? What if you love your job? What if it's the best paying job and the most rewarding job you've had, and someone, you know, stick up for yourself. Please. Stick up for yourself. Don't let nobody play with you. You know you're that girl. If you're a guy listening, you know you're that guy. So don't let nobody play with you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for listening and letting me do a little rant. I'm still deciding on posting this. I probably will post it, though, because I did say I wanted to do a part 2. This is like a part 2, but it's like, it's not just like about being pretty. So I don't know if I want to say part 2, because it's not about just like being attractive, but this is about sticking up for yourself in general, like being too nice, like in general. People don't respect you. They treat you any kind of way. So if you want to be respected, you have to stand up for yourself. You can't be too nice. And I know it sucks. I know it sucks because that's my personality, is nice. Literally, ever since I was a kid, like literally riding the bus to school, freaking, and I mean a young kid, people was telling me, oh, Tiara, you're too nice. You're too nice. Kids was telling me this, trying to say things to make me stand up for myself. Y'all, did y'all see that? If y'all was watching Streamer University, the girl who got bullied and people was trying to tell her, help her stand up for herself, and they was telling her like what to say and stuff. Like, people were literally doing that to me at a young age, like a kid, a child, saying, say this, say that. No, you need to cuss. No, keep cussing. You needed this, you needed that. Say this, say that. And I don't think you need to cuss to, you know, stand up for yourself. But just show people you're not playing no games. You're not playing around. I'm not a cusser myself, so I'm not gonna just like, you know, sit here and be cussing. But like, yeah, you guys, there's ways to stand up for yourself. Even on like, if you don't know what to say back on TikTok, they be having ways, they be having sayings and stuff. They be like, oh, say this, like say that. Like, I be seeing them videos. I don't know if y'all do, but I be seeing them videos of people telling you exactly what to say. And I'm like, you know what? I will be using that. I will. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. And thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Thank you. Bye.